Well, here it is. Some people post online about their new guitar days. This is a little different. This is a new Diddley Bo day. I saw the video that was posted on YouTube about how to build your own Diddley Bo in 10 minutes. Well, I've tried it myself. I found there's some good news and bad news. The good news is, yes, it's very easy and you can do it, and I've done it and it works, so I'm going to show you in a moment. The bad news is it does take a little bit longer than 10 minutes, but not too bad. So we'll show you up close some details about it. So here it is in closer detail. If you've seen the Diddley Bo construction video, this will look familiar. There's a screw eye there. You can see the guitar string going over and down. There's our bottle. Now, since the band I'm in is a Christian blues band, and we play a lot of times for alcohol and drug recovery programs, I would not ever want to cause a dear brother or sister to stumble. Therefore, our bottle is a root beer bottle as opposed to a beer bottle. On the other side here, there's a guitar pickup that I added. This I got for cheap for like 25 bucks. It presumably came off of an Ibanez. I opted for a humbucker because I figured I want a little more punch and hopefully a little noise rejection. Down here is the tuning knob. I went out of my way to make sure that I could get a tuning knob that is surface mountable. As you can see, there were two screw holes. You can see where the screws have gone in. I got one intentionally that had two screw holes on the top so I would be able to surface mount, and I very carefully notched out a section in the wood to lay it down in. Filled it in with a little wood putty and Elmer's wood glue just to make sure that it's nice and secure and snug. And I went ahead and added a nice connector for the pickup here, which is totally unshielded. Now, by the way, if you get a humbucker pickup, I don't know how well you can see this in the video, but there's a third bare wire down there. In fact, yeah, you can see it right there. That third bare wire, if you get a humbucker pickup, is probably a center tap in the middle of the coil windings. And originally it was accidentally touching against this metal, which ends up being ground circuit and going to the amplifier. That effectively short circuits half of the pickup, and it did not function as a humbucker pickup like it should. It acted like a single coil. And I wondered why I wasn't getting any punch when I tried to overdrive it. As soon as I corrected that little problem there, then it sounded a lot better. So at some point I'll get electrical tape and I'll isolate down that third bare wire, which again is probably a center tap. If you get a humbucker pickup, make sure that center tap doesn't short against anything. I'll isolate it and insulate it with electrical tape. One more thing, if you saw the instructional video, they showed one screw eye in the front to secure the bottle. I decided just to put two to make it nice and steady so it would be less prone to slip and slide. That's just my own little design enhancement. So, being very low tech and modest, you can see the wiring connections are just out in the open and unshielded to a certain degree. So you might hear in the amp a tiny bit of hum, and I find that if I touch the ground, that gets rid of the hum. So when you're playing it, you probably need to touch it. You know, you might have experienced that with regular electric guitars as well. So let's just see what this thing will do. This is with a relatively clean sound on my Blues Junior. Now, this is a fretless instrument, obviously, and I've just been practicing a little bit today. I'm starting to get the hang of it. I couldn't help noticing, just to be a little tongue-in-cheek, the fellow who made the first instructional video how to construct one of these, he tried to play a little bit and said, well, hey, I didn't say I knew how to do it. Like, you know, he kind of wasn't able to play it that well. With a little practice, I think I'll probably get decent at this. Some of the standard blues note intervals that you like to use, there's a couple that are right down close to the bottle, and not a very long distance. And one of the tricks that you do with slide is to do vibrato to cover the fact that maybe you're not perfectly on a note, so you can do that too. There's an octave up. There's 2 octaves up. You can just barely eke out 2 octaves up. So there's about 2 octaves of range here. So a couple of the notes you'd like to hit for typical blues riffs up in the higher octave, they're much closer together because of the logarithmic nature of music. They're a little harder to reach, but you can do it, and that's what the practice is for. Now, let's take the drive level up on the amp. I'm going to kick up the drive, and I'll take the master volume down a little bit. Now, when I first was messing with this, I mentioned earlier that the center tap wire was accidentally shorting to the ground, and so I was only getting half of the humbucker's coil windings. And I thought, how strange, I cannot make this thing overdrive when I turn up the drive on the amp. Well, once I solved that problem and saw my mistake with that short circuit, all of a sudden, yeah, I'm getting overdrive now. And here it is. Sour notes, but you can tell there's definitely overdrive. You won't hear overdrive like you would with more than one string, where you get the beat frequencies with power chords and things of that sort. But you can definitely hear in the tone. And also, this cheap pickup's got kind of a nice sort of bluesy tone, like a good neck pickup would have on a good blues guitar. So there you have it. The only other polishing touches I'm going to do is put rubber feet on the bottom so I can lay it on various surfaces more neatly and securely. And I'm going to see about putting a couple of strap bolts on so I can actually put a guitar strap and actually wear the thing and hold it and play it like you would a normal guitar. So there you have it. So your assignment is go make one yourself now.